Hey, this is Epic Butter. I'm here looking at the February update for Soulstrike in 2025, and I just wanted to go through it. Just going to give you some of my reactions. First and foremost, it seems like there's going to be a lot going on. One of the coolest new things is a new relic. This one goes for allies. The ally synergy increases by a certain percentage. So synergy here, I wonder if that means the resonance level. That's what they usually refer to. That means allies are a percentage of you. I wonder if that percentage goes up. If that's the case, this is very, very good. While the level part, much less important, but the synergy part is very important. And the only thing that does this today is the SSS Ultimate Gear Helm from the ally set. I believe it's called, I am looking it up. It is the Zephyrus set. So the Zephyrus set is the only place where this ally synergy also exists. If it's the resonance level, that's what I believe it is. So this will be a huge impact for ally players. Now, the enchantment effect, the level of equipped skill increases by 20, I think is not very good. However, I'd still try to find the enchant just to see if there's like a hidden buff for that allied synergy level percentage. If there is, then it's really good and you're going to want it if you're an ally player. If it's just the skill, then yeah, this is a throwaway enchant. Now, the second update that they're going to have, this is a very well-demanded update. This is the dictionary, so you can see and kind of go through what the skill does as you level it up, what it does as an enchant, and what it does as a rune skill. And then for allies, similarly, you get to see what the treasure will do and what the enchant will do. So that's going to be a very nice quality of life update, just so you know what each character does. This one's a very welcome update. New achievement for unique gem synthesis added. So every time you try to make an ultimate gem and it breaks, it hurts. It hurts a lot. So this is their way of adding in a pity system. So if you break a attempt to make an ultimate jewel, you will get rewarded with a pick them mythical jewel. So this was very well needed. This is very well welcomed. I think that this should be even lower. Like they really should also add it in legendary breaks, because legendary level is really the mid early game and it's important, and when you break that chance to get a legendary, it hurts. So I would recommend like go even deeper. It's not enough just to do mythical and ultimate jewels, because it takes months for a free-to-play player to get to the level where they're trying to do ultimate jewels. So I think they need to go even further. This one is the one that really got me a little riled up. This is the Soul Equipment Maximum Breakthrough level expansion, and the maximum level breakthrough has been expanded from 200 to 250. And the reason why this is so egregious to me is that it's a little too soon. They just went from 100 to 200, and really all of the costs to do this is very high. Like the cups are not cheap, they're very hard to find, and to kind of explain how difficult it is to find a cup, if you're a free-to-play player, you get up to 3 free dream keys a week. Then with those dream keys, you get a certain amount of dream seeds. With those dream seeds, then you summon, and maybe you'll get a nightmare key. And in that nightmare key, then you may have a chance to get a cup. And the drop rate was like 1 to 50, 1 to 30 nightmare runs. So it is pretty atrocious in terms of needing 8 cups, 10 cups. So you're talking about having to do hundreds of nightmare levels. Now, of course, as the nightmare level goes up, the drop rate goes up, yada, yada, yada. However, I still think this is egregious. I think that now that you're having a gear that can go from 100 to 250, it's too much. It's really, like, a lot of people say focus on one gear upgrade at a time. Well, this really will make a lot of characters very unbalanced for a very long time, especially in a game that demands balance. When you're looking at skill lines, rune lines, overall these gear that is so fundamental, like you will feel very lopsided and feel very weird. So then your item selection for what you break through will really change drastically. I don't know. I don't think this is great. I think if they went through 210, 220, I think that would have been okay. But 250, that's a lot. And we did the math that it's going to cost like 60 cups for each gear, so 360 cups, like you're looking at, oh, I don't know, a few, like 1,000 nightmare runs, maybe, if you're lucky. If you're at my level, maybe 1,000. That, I don't know, that feels really atrocious to me, and it feels really, really tough to swallow. And so my thought is that really we're mainly competing with each other here. Not a huge fan of this line, and it seems like Naver isn't necessarily a big fan either, because I feel like this underscores the fundamental misunderstanding of how like the game works between the business developer, and yeah, I'm looking at you, and like the game developer, because the way the gears work is that gear is so fundamental, and some things will multiply off of your gear and some things don't, that the lopsidedness really will hurt player experience, and in such a negative way. It seems like a never ending grind. I don't know, I'm not a fan. And then they add in, you know, what we were looking for: training, maximum level expansion, silver and dimension. We needed this. A lot of this is just element boost. Same thing with dimensional energy, basic attack, basic skill. We kind of need this in our base stats, mainly because the scale is getting so out of control. So we needed that. Goblin and labyrinth levels moving from 400 to 500. This is a very welcome upgrade. I think people will like this a lot. That's actually a very good quality of life. Increasing the maximum level of wells and fountains in shelter, increased from level 10 to level 15. I wonder what the cost will be. Essentially, what these are the resource generators for your relics. I do think we needed more. They were so expensive towards the end, though, at like 800 purple stones and purple wood, that what are we talking about, a few thousand per? So this is just one of those never-ending building things, I guess. It's fine. Additional element abyss content, so they're adding a hard difficulty, so they're adding basically another 250 floors, which is good because at this point most players have gotten through all the levels, and the runes have been very underwhelming in terms of being able to get them. It's been very difficult. The rates have been very low. So giving people more opportunity to get more runes and get more skill runes is good, especially since they're so meta breaking. You really need players to start playing and start trying different things, and you don't give them an opportunity to do that unless you give them more opportunity to get skill runes. So this is a welcome addition. I think that this will be very good for the game. So one of the best parts of this update is including the dream time reduction. So each key would give you 10 minutes in the dream, and they're cutting the time requirement per key in half, but they're doubling the reward. So the expected value will be the same. Adding stage selection. This one's pretty good. This one's pretty big. So this kind of matters because the normal boss, the easy boss, and the hard boss all have different drop rates. So the scale goes wild in terms of their difficulty and their health level. So being able to do one boss at one level and another boss at another level kind of made it difficult to actually want to climb stage, mainly because you didn't want to lock yourself out of fighting hard bosses. And I'm kind of in that boat right now where I can't beat a hard boss where I'm at. This is also a welcome change, long overdue. So before, when you broke down ultimate gear that you didn't need anymore, you only used to get a few void crystals. Now you're going to get some fifth element back. You're going to get some enhancing stone back. Jewel sockets. So this is increasing the probability per attempt from 1% to 2%. I think it starts off at around 20%. So this means that you should be able to get more sockets more quickly. You know, it looks like doubling, but your first chance is always going to be the same. So like it's really impactful on like the second or third chance. And I've seen people go up to like 30 something percent, meaning like they've done 5 to 6 or 7 chances. So I think it's a welcome change. Now the 5 pet Avengers are all going to be in the summon ticket. That's just a welcome change. They needed to be in there. This will help people round out a lot of their pets. Increased treasure rewards. So now treasures will also include void crystals. This is going to be good. That means an extra, I think, 9 a day. They're increasing the amount of dimension stone you're going to get for doing tile takeover, which is really, really good, mainly because stones get really demanded after when you start doing armor breaking. Yeah, just more information on subcategories. Here they're talking about inventory expansion. So if you were at 250, you can get up to 300 now. Last gift timing. So this is going to be so amazing. So really, I felt like waiting 3 hours for the final shard was really too much. You're kind of forcing people to check into the game at a really weird interval where it's like the first 20 minutes you're gaming, and then like every few hours you're checking in throughout the day. So this is kind of good where it will reduce all the time required that you have to keep rechecking into the game if you're just checking in a few times a day. Now, the offers, we've all seen these offers, they come up a lot. Now what they're doing is they're adding 300 ether per offer, which is kind of a nice freebie. And one of the things that they're doing is, as long as you get the offer and it's unclaimed, they will still send it to you by mail. So you can ignore it. It's fine. It's good. You don't have to click on it. You'll get the ether. So that's nice. Overall, I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of good quality of life changes. I'm still a little upset, I would say, or not very happy about the breakthrough being so high. And I'm just trying to go scroll back up there to look at that line and just talk about it, because it's a single line, yet it has like the most impact to the game. And really, like when we talk about who's armor breaking, you're really talking about like a set number of players. So this just feels very predatory almost. I don't know. I'm not happy with it. If they push too far, they're really just going to push a lot of their biggest players away. And I almost feel like myself included. It feels egregious. But yeah, that's my reaction. And I still didn't go to the right spot for that. It was up here, yeah. And I don't like how they kind of snuck it in there, right? Although it's like the first thing, it's a one-liner, and really our eyes were all looking for that new training level. So this, I don't know. I hope they reset the rate. I hope they reset the amount, because I think that going for 300 and something cups is very egregious, and it'll take a long time, and I don't know. I'm not happy about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's always a pleasure. This has been Epic Better. Thank you so much. Have a good night.